Hi, welcome back to another episode of Living Purposely on Purpose with Coach Lin. This is a weekly podcast where faith, mindset, and real life experiences help you to break through barriers and live the life that God has designed for you. Each episode, we dive into powerful conversations about purpose, relationships, resilience, and personal growth so you can be inspired to live the life that God intended for you to have. I hope that you'll subscribe and share and join us on this transformative journey every single week. So, today I want to bring to you our guest, Dorela. She is someone who has dedicated her life to helping others break free from emotional blocks and step into a life of clarity, love, and purpose. I want you to meet Dorela Lepan, who is a certified practitioner in emotion code, body code, belief code, EFT, and Matrix Reimprinting. These are powerful healing techniques that help to release trapped emotions and transform your limiting beliefs. With over 1,500 hours of one-on-one healing sessions, Dorela has guided countless individuals toward deep personal transformation and more to live a more harmonious life and even within their relationships. Her own journey of healing led her to study these modalities, first applying them to herself before realizing that her greater purpose was helping others to experience the same breakthroughs. In 2021, she authored The Perfect Relationship, a 28-day guide designed to help people to cultivate healthier, more fulfilling connections starting from within. Originally from Romania and now living in Paris, France, Dorela continues to empower people worldwide through personalized healing sessions and workshops that she does both online and in person. So I want you to get ready for an inspiring conversation about emotional healing, personal growth, and the power of aligning with your purpose. Let's welcome Dorela to the podcast. So, welcome back to Living Purposely, Dorela. I am so excited for you to be here. As you know, I had an amazing connection with you at our first initial conversation where we were just kind of having our little meet and greet, and I told you I fell in love with you. Yes, I said to her that she's attracting me. Okay, she has an awesome aura about her, and it's just the energy that you give, and I've been waiting for this interview for a while. We had to reschedule the last one. Timing kind of got funky, but we're here today and I'm just so excited. So first, I want to say I want to start with your journey, your personal journey a little bit, because we kind of got into that in the call, our initial call, and I'm excited to share that with the audience. So I know that you transitioned and relocated from Romania,
Yes.
right, to France, and France is actually where you met your husband. So I want you to share with us the love story that happened with you and your husband, how that began, what led you to move from Romania to France, and also I want to hear about, what that experience was like for you and how it shaped your life and how you move forward.
This will be interesting because there is one piece of the story you don't know yet. So you will also be now to hear it for the first time.
Okay.
Um, what
Okay.
is interesting is the two of us are speaking in English. I am Romanian. So I was living in Romania. And after a difficult breakup, I was feeling the need to move away. And I was in the need of going somewhere else, but I was feeling that Romania cannot be the place for me. And actually, it was my ex who somehow opened the idea. I don't know why I see you in Paris, and I was like, this is weird. But things were that I felt the need to go somewhere else, and I said I have to choose between Italy and Paris. And in my mind, there was a struggle. And I was like, if I go to Italy, I already speak the language. So it's too easy for me. I need to go to Paris because French, I've learned it at school, but I forgot it because not speaking French was like going somewhere in the back of my mind. And I said, yeah, I feel that Paris is the thing. And I decided in my mind I want to move to Paris. And a friend of mine told me, the way I know you, in 1 month you will be living in Paris. And I was like, I don't believe that, but I believe in you. And if you believe that, I will believe it too. So what happened was that I was looking for a house, so an apartment, something, a home. I was looking for work. And I had no money, no work, no house in France. So I had no money at all. And I meet this guy, he's Romanian, and he says, come to me, I will help you with everything that you need. So in 2010, there was the beginning of Facebook and High Five. We didn't meet on social media, we met on a website that was built for the Romanians that were in France. And we didn't
Wow.
see each other pictures. We didn't know our ages. We didn't know who we were. And before I met him, before I saw him, I had this feeling like, oh my God, I somehow believe I can love this person. Why do I love him? Because I don't know who he is. And when we met, it was like reconnecting with someone you already met a long time ago. So it was like I love him. It's weird. We still don't know each other, and he was like, "I really like you. Come to me, and I will help you." And there was no engagement in the being in a relationship. He really wanted to help me. And I said, well, this is the greatest proof of love that one can have. So even in the difficult times, I had this thought in my mind, no one can ever do what he did for me back in the days. So it got us through the troubles to what we now have. And the little missing piece of the story that's really interesting is that this year we will move together to Italy, to our dream house.
Wow. You see why I love her? Like, honestly, your story is so compelling because I'm in this space where I want to move from where I'm at. And I'm in the thought process like, do I just pack up and go to somewhere my mind is telling me I need to go? My heart and my mind is telling me that I need to move to Texas. And I'm in New York right now. I've never been to Texas. I don't even know what Texas looks like, but my mind is telling me I need to go there. So it's like I hear your story and it encourages me that maybe I should just follow my heart because I've been telling people like I feel like when I leave New York, I'll meet my husband. I'm just being
Okay,
honest. Now
just
I'm
letting
saying it
you
out
know.
loud. I have not said that out loud ever. I've said it to my cousins that I'm really close to. Like, I don't know. I feel like God is telling me to leave because I've spent enough time here to know that this is not where I belong. And I just have this energy pull to there. And I don't know why. And now you make me just want to leave tomorrow.
Well, just know that what it is planned for you, it will happen. So I never moved to Italy, I never lived to Italy, but it was the language I most love in the world, and it's like music to my ears, but I never had the opportunity to go to live there. And with my husband, we knew we wanted to move, but we looked for places where we wanted to go. And last year, I was like, well, it's a pity you don't want to move to Italy. And he's like, well, I don't know. I never said that. Well, he did previously. And we looked for houses. And this was really interesting because we visited a few houses, like 4 or 5. And this one wasn't on the list. And I see this house and I'm like, this is interesting, but this house seems to have everything that we need. And he's like, oh my God, it really does. So we go, we see the house, and we're like, this is our house. We called, we visited only once, and we made the offer, and we needed to wait for 10 days. And in the 11th day, the owner called us. He accepted our offer, and 1 month later, no, 2 months, no, 1 month later, we bought it.
Wow.
So it's and every single time I see that house, I'm like, I don't understand why nobody bought it before, but I know there is this saying that God has already set aside what's meant for you. And I know it's exactly what happened. Like for us, it's our dream home. And I never felt that before. We had more houses, and in every single house, I knew I'm building it, I'm doing it for something, for someone else. It's not mine. And
Wow.
now I somehow feel who lived there uh, saved it for us.
Yes. There's a saying that I've always said that what's meant for you can never be taken from you. And what's for you is waiting. Like it's waiting. And that's to me the experience that you're having now with the home, you know?
Yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, I know you specialize in emotional code, emotion code, body code, belief code, EFT, and matrix re-imprinting. Whew, that's a lot. Can you break down what these modalities are and how they work together in your practice? Because for laymen's like me, we might not fully understand what all of that means.
Well, we will simplify everything. We can start from the emotion code and EFT. Emotion code speaks about emotions that are trapped in our body that will change our energy. And because of the energy of our body with the trapped emotions, we will attract experiences in our lives. So, because of the trapped emotions, we will have some experiences or others. Releasing the trapped emotions will allow us to attract different experiences in our lives. EFT comes from emotional freedom techniques, multiple techniques, and we can explain it with the tapping, but it's not about the tapping. So it's a beautiful process where the person who is there for the client, because they don't call them therapist, I am the practitioner, will know how to guide. It's really important. So you can tap because you understood, you watch a video, but it's not just the tapping. It's not just tapping on certain points on your body, it's understanding what emotions are trapped there and how to release them. So both EFT and emotion code are releasing emotions. The approach is complementary, and I always like to work with them both, because sometimes we will tap on something. I will start with the tapping, sometimes I start with the emotion code and then with the other one. Now, working with the trapped emotions, it's really amazing. Like you're doing 90% of the work. But for instance, any physical issue that we might have has an emotional problem previously to that, prior to that. Basically, if I have a sore throat, I have some emotional issues. If I work on my emotional issues, I won't get to the sore throat. Well, I didn't do the work previously, prior to that. I will get to the sore throat. Then I can work with the body code to work also on the imbalances. For instance, if I have a problem to an organ, I can have some muscle pain that is actually telling me my organ is imbalanced or misaligned. So, with the body code, we go one step further and we understand that from the emotions that are being trapped there, now my body is feeling something, some more these imbalances, and I can work on them all. And then my health will change. And in the body code, we can also work with the energies like viruses, in English, I don't know how to spell it in English. So, viruses, bacteria, and other stuff like that, microbes, we can work on them and with the energy. And clearing the energy from our body will change how we will feel. But there is also the mental energies, like our thoughts, our beliefs, our hypnotic states, like hearing as a child, you're good for nothing. Well, I am running this program and I am seeing this all over around me, and I will believe that is my truth. And clearing that will change how I can see reality. So we have emotion code, body code, and belief code. And actually, what happens is that our reality is forced by our beliefs. If I believe there is no partner available for me, I won't be able to find him. If I find him, something will go wrong. If I believe I will move to Paris in 1 month, I did it. I moved in 33 days.
Wow.
If I believed that, in my mind I was like, God, if you really want us to move to Italy, then I know you already have the solution. And then we go and we find that perfect home we've dreamed of. And I'm like, oh my God, the day I moved to France in 2010, in the same day in 2024, we decided to move to Italy together. This is really like, oh my God, just like that. So 14 years later, same day,
Same
different,
day.
different significance. And on my birthday, we buy this beautiful house, and the owner told us, I am really glad you are the one buying this house.
Wow.
Okay,
Powerful.
so the beliefs, back to the beliefs. What we believe will become our reality. So we have many beliefs that are stopping us, preventing us from having that beautiful life that we dream of. Working with the belief code, we will unveil all those limiting beliefs and release them all. And we will reimprint positive beliefs. So instead of the belief I'm taking away, I will replace a positive belief that's anchoring all those positive thoughts and feelings about what can happen in the future. And in EFT, the the highest technique of them all, it's still working on the beliefs, but you are going in all those events in your past and working directly in the past on your emotional consciousness. So your 5 year self that suffered because mom was tired and didn't have time for her, you will go and release all the trapped emotions through the EFT. And then you will be able to work on her mother, on your own mother, and she will also be okay. And in that moment, in that memory, your mother will show you so much love, and you will re-imprint all those feelings. And when you come back in the present moment, you're like, oh my God, I feel so much love. And that change by change will shift all your beliefs. And now you will feel empowered
Wow,
and things flow in your life.
that's amazing. I don't know if you guys caught all of that because you really broke that down for us. And I appreciate you so much for doing that because I know for myself, because I am such a person that believes in mindset and how that translates into the world that shows up for you. So you're kind of talking my language, but at these different modalities that I've never even understood before. And you shared it in such a way that I really grasp what you're saying. You know, what got you to this point where you now consider yourself as a energy healer? How did that take place?
It really started in the childhood because I imagined, it's really interesting. We always have all the answers, we always knew everything, but we didn't understand how to
Use it.
acknowledge, yeah, no, how to understand it, how to make sense of it.
Yeah.
I really believe in my childhood, I was seeing myself as who I am now, but I wasn't always like this. So I was seeing myself like putting my hand on someone and healing them. When I was little, I was massaging my mother, and she always told me, "I don't know, your hands are magical." Me as a child, I was like, "It's my mom. She's lying to me." Because my mom told me I have such a beautiful voice and I didn't. So I didn't believe her when she said I had magical hands. Okay, so this is a small chapter of my life. And then I always dreamed of how I want my relationship to be. It was really clear in my mind. I met my husband and he's amazing. He's really amazing. But because of mindset, of my emotions, trapped emotions, emotional baggage, I wanted to prove him wrong. So I was breaking the relationship and blaming it on him. So this amazing guy was always there for me, but I wasn't seeing him. So just think of the beliefs. You're not there. You don't love me. That was all I was seeing. And I got to that point where I said, I can't do it anymore. I need to break up. I need someone who loves you. And in all that, I prayed and I said, God, I just want one thing. I want my husband to find a partner that who him to love her so much. So as much as I loved him, for him to feel how much I loved him, and I want her to love him as much as I love him. So I just wished for him to have that beautiful relationship I wanted to have with him. So I told him I want to break up, but in this breakup, I said I didn't want to get married with the wrong person. So I got married to him. Did I really do everything for this relationship? And that's when a friend of mine told me, start practicing gratitude. Daily, 10 reasons of gratitude. And I was like, no, no, no. But then my inner talk was like, I asked God for a sign. He sent my friend who got me this advice. I need to take care of this and to see what will happen. And from that point, I started writing 10 reasons of gratitude for my husband daily. In 7 days, I felt less anger inside. So I was being calmer. In 1 month, I was seeing in his eyes that something was shifting inside of him. He didn't know I was writing gratitude reasons. And this same friend sent me a workshop with a guy who was preparing a program for abundance. So, attract abundance in hard times. It was the beginning of COVID, 2020. And I told my husband, can you take care of the kids? Because I need 2 hours per week to go to this program. And he was like, oh, you do what you want. You don't care about us. And I said, okay. And before the end of this program, we were in love. I said, I love you. And he was like, I love you too.
Ah, wow.
And he was like, I hope this time is for good. And I said, me too. And it was in 2020. And I am so grateful for everything that happened before, in that time, and after that, because I discovered the energy healing. So, EFT and emotion code. And as soon as our relationship shifted completely, I knew I need to work with people and help them release their emotional baggage, because it was so easy, so fast, so beautiful, and so profound that people will embrace it.
Wow. I know that's one of the things when we spoke about, I was just in awe. I was in awe of this and what you were sharing, because there's so many people that have been struggling in their relationships because of the emotional baggage that they're carrying, because of the limiting beliefs and the different mindsets that's not actually contributing to them having the life that they truly want. So to get some time frame on this started in 2020. You were saying, I don't feel like this marriage is working out. I don't feel like this is the husband that is going to love me the way I need to be loved. A friend of yours says to you in the same 2020, why don't you start practicing gratitude? You start practicing gratitude. Within a week, you see things change and you're becoming more calmer in your spirit. Your husband is now looking at things differently. You're starting to see some differences in how you guys are interacting. And then out of that practice in gratitude, you now have someone who share with you an abundance workshop basically, and you
Mm.
decide to join the workshop. So God is like bringing all of these different things to you. First, a person that tells you to practice gratitude, you're now practicing gratitude. You listened, you obeyed to the voice of true wisdom. That's true wisdom, when you hear good counsel, implementing it. So you did that, you're practicing that, and then here comes God giving you a reward for you being obedient by practicing gratitude. So here comes the workshop that brings you into a deeper understanding of what all of this means, and getting yourself in alignment and into purpose. And now purpose is born because you gained this workshop that you went to for 7 weeks, right? And now your husband and you is falling madly in love for the second time.
Yeah.
You guys are now in love with each other in this space where you're like, this is so amazing that I don't want to keep it to myself. I want to share it with others. And that is purpose. Purpose is when you recognize that God has given you something to edify, educate, enlighten, impact others. We are not supposed to keep the gifts that we are given to ourselves. And you said, you know what? I'm going to do this. So now you start the business 2021, right?
Yes, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and it flowed, everything flowed because so I practiced, I continued with my practice, with the gratitude. I've learned new things, and there is also the seeding system. This little part I'm not saying much, but actually I'm practicing a lot. And it's also about the beliefs. It's like understanding that you create your reality. In my workshops, I talk a lot about actually you always manifest. There is no such things I don't manifest. I want to manifest. We only manifest our reality. The thing is, or the trick is, we will manifest what's aligned with us, and we will manifest what we have planted in the past. So actually, the seeding system is showing us how what you plant, you will receive. You cannot receive what you didn't plant. You cannot eat an apple if not no apple seed was ever planted. And it's so beautiful, and it's so much helping, because it's the same thing. I have my beliefs. Through my beliefs, I am creating the things in my reality, and they will force me to see the reality I'm seeing. And with little shifts, daily little shifts that I'm doing, I will be able to to have in a future time, shorter or longer, depending on what I'm working on, the reality I really want to see. And this is so powerful because I'm like, let's say like this, the normal things people are doing. So the conventional level is, you want a boyfriend, you look for the boyfriend. You want a house, you will visit the house. Can we visit 1,000 houses and not find the right house? Yes. Can we visit 5 houses and find the right one? Yes. Okay. So on the conventional level, you want a job, you will apply for them. But if you have beliefs, limiting beliefs, you won't be able to find what you're looking for on the conventional level. And with the beliefs, you have emotions. So if you have trapped emotions, I like to do this little exercise. So this is my body. This is my body. This is your body. Okay. So we only attract what's aligned with us. Okay. I am attracting what's aligned with me. I want this beautiful pink pen. Well, unfortunately, I will keep attracting the red one. So I want this amazing guy, but it's the same like the previous one. I want my dream house, and I find it, and then I discover, oh, this and this and this is not okay. And actually, as long as I don't work on my energy, I will attract the same thing in my life. That's why releasing the trapped emotions, releasing your beliefs, looking into your belief system, changing your beliefs, releasing your trapped emotions, you will attract what you want in your life, and you will keep it. So when we go back to our example, I released the trapped emotions and shifted my beliefs, and maybe I will find what I'm looking for. Sometimes I still don't. So there are people saying, I've done so much work. I have tens of years I'm doing, it's not working. Well, believing that can be also a limiting belief, but let's say it's not the limiting belief, but it's still not working. I have two other levels that go together. And I say it's the seed and understanding emptiness. And I have a question. If you go to a movie theater, do you think then when the movie starts playing, you are actually seeing the actors on the screen? No,
No, no.
because when the movie goes down, the screen is blank, it's empty.
Yeah.
And actually, there is a projection on the movie screen. And I know that's only a projection. So it's difficult to understand in our reality that what we see it's a projection of our thoughts and beliefs. But learning, understanding this seeding system helps us understand that we are planting seeds for what we want to have in our reality. So for instance, if I want to have a home, a house, I will be happy for someone who has this home. I will help someone buy a house. I will help someone find a house. If I want a partner, I will spend time with elderly people. I will spend time with kids for their parents to have time for themselves. If I want to be healthy, I will help someone who has health issues to be better. And I am planting the seeds for the changes I am doing. And then on the conventional plan, no matter what I'm doing, I will have success.
Yes. You know, everything you're saying is like, so if you don't read the Bible, you won't even connect what you just said. But biblically, everything you just said is in the Word of God as well. For whatsoever a man planted, that shall he also reap. So if you're sowing things, which is what you're sowing, I'm sowing into the result that I want. If I want to have orange trees, I have to plant orange seeds. Same thing, right? So we reap what we sow. And the more that you're sowing into the things that you want, the more you'll see in your reality reaping those things that you are sowing. So beautiful. Oh my God. I mean, honestly, my mind is like, Dorela, God has brought you in my path for a reason. I'm telling you, everyone that comes on this platform, God has brought to me. So I know that I am sowing what needs to be reaped as well because you're coming into my world because you're teaching me something and you're sharing what you're sharing to the platform to teach those that are listening as well. So I wanted to ask you this. You've worked with over 1,500 clients doing one on one healing sessions. What are some of the most profound transformations that you've witnessed?
So, on a financial level, I have someone who had something really amazing. Like in one session, we worked on a pain in her back. But actually, what happened was she signed a contract with a client for 130, 115K US dollars. And I was like, okay, but please give me something to understand what would have happened without our session. And she said, first of all, she wouldn't have had the courage to take such a project. And if she would have, she wouldn't have dared to ask more than 38K. So it was really a lot over what she would have thought of. But I have another client with whom I'm working. She had years of many types of techniques, many. And she was like, I don't know what's happening, but you are the most amazing person. And I always tell her, first of all, everything you did is helping now because of all your previous work. What we are doing is so profound. So it's really important to understand that every step we are taking gets us to the point where we are at now. And it's not me doing anything, I'm the tool and I'm being used. So it's
Yes.
her that is having all the results. So the thing is, she has lost her husband
Okay.
uh, after years of sickness, and they had a daughter. So there is lots of suffering for her. They had a beautiful family, they loved each other. And I said, we need to work those moments. And after every session we have together, there is the sign coming. After one of the session, she went to a concert, and the song sang his name, and she was all uh, in how do you call it, when
Goosebumps.
goosebumps, yes, because it was like, oh my God, it was like he was telling her he's okay, he's there with her. After another session, she saw pictures in her photo album, and she was like, I deleted all the pictures with him. And she had two pictures that were really interesting. You know how the phone shows you stuff? And it was really precise. And what was written on her bag in the picture was like a message of confidence. So sometimes people need sometime some kind of results, but we always have those who are open to see, will see something, will always have the signs.
Yeah.
I have many many things that are amazing, but these two are like this kind of spirituality. After another session, the first ones, uh, she got to her car. So we worked on the I deserve to be loved, something like that, that showed up. And she got to the car and had a message, I love you. And she was, this is weird. Then she found out that her daughter saw the car, so was driving by, stopped, left the message, and moved on.
Ah,
And she was like, she's 22 years old. She never did that before. Was
yeah,
this a sign? Of course it was.
of course. Wow. Such beautiful stories. I love that for your clients. That's awesome. That's awesome. And I love that you say, it's not me doing it, but I'm the practitioner. I'm the tool that is being used to get you into the place that you need to get to. And I completely get that because I say that to my clients as well. It's not me. We work together. I'm just helping you get to the place where you need to get to by showing you some particular tools that you can use that can help you with the mindset, that can help you with developing, the strategies and the boundaries and things like that that you need to implement. But if you don't do it, I can say all I want. This is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. You're the one that has to implement it. And once you implement it, those are the results that you will get. So absolutely agree with that. So what are some of the most common emotional or energetic blocks that people struggle with? And how do you help them to release those blocks?
Well, on that, it's not that it's a specific emotion. Like we have the range of emotions. For instance, in the emotion code, we have 60 emotions that are in a table, like with columns and rows, and we will test which emotions there are. But it's not how many emotions we released, and not about what they are precisely. We see them more like, what's the most important thing to release now? Every single time the intention we set, it's what's the most important thing. And how I visualize this is like, instead of taking each grape, when we set the intention, is like cutting and many grapes are falling. So we
Mm.
cut above, and instead of one emotion, everything that is associated and can be released will be released. So it has to be easy and simple. Don't complicate things. Don't overcomplicate. Don't try to do something that's really impressive, like the number of things. No, every single time is what's the most important thing. We always work specific. So starting from the specific will have a greater impact. And us, the practitioners, understanding the work we are doing will increase the results the client can have.
Okay, understood. I said, and I visualized exactly what you were saying when you said it's like a bunch of grapes, and you cut the stem of where it's attached to, and when you do, that entire bunch that could have 60 grapes attached to it now falls off, which gets you to where you're going so much easier because you're not dealing with them individually.
Yeah, yeah.
Beautiful, awesome.
And for instance, uh, the one-on-one sessions. So, for instance, in the emotion code, I have 15-minute sessions or 30-minute sessions. The body code and the belief code, I have 45 or 60. And the EFT, we have 60 minutes because there's a process we're doing. But even in the group sessions, I work about 30, 40 minutes. So all my workshops are less than 60 minutes. And I always hear, this was really intense, this was huge, this was deep, profound. Oh, it's like you only worked for me today. And it's so beautiful to understand that I understand what I'm doing in order to be able to work like this. And it's really important to know on one side that the more we work on ourselves, the better we serve. And the intention of the practitioner is very important in what will happen. If I am working for the client to come next week, that's all I will provide. If my intention is to give the best I can, even if I never see the person again, that's with what I enter the session. And the client is feeling all that exchange of energy.
Yeah, I agree. And that's the most beautiful thing, because when you're doing this type of service, you can't be selfish with it. You have to come from a selfless giving mindset, where you're looking at it like, it's not about keeping this person on the hook for 10 weeks. I'm going to give them the best and show up in the best way for them, so that they see where my heart is, and that actually brings the client back better than any other tool that you could have given them, because they see your heart, they see your intention, and they feel what your desire for them is. It's not for a transactional, it's for a transformation.
Yeah.
Yeah. uh, so um I have this question. In your experience, how does unresolved emotions and limiting beliefs affect not just someone's mental well being, but their physical health as well?
Oh, I already somehow answered it. The thing is, if we don't deal with our trapped emotions and beliefs, we will see we'll see the results in the physical state of the body. I am not saying we don't have to go to the doctor or take our medicines. I'm only saying that if we have those problems is really important to work the energy part of the situation. So complementary with what the doctor is giving us, it's really important to do the work. Sometimes only the energy work will do magical. Some other times it will prepare the body for the physical intervention, for um, finding the good doctor who will be able to help. um, I don't know, for changing the meds, for finding the miracle meds. So I don't know, there will be something happening. For instance, this can also be an example with results. I have worked with many clients with trouble losing weight. They worked with me, and after that, they found their fitness coach, but they weren't able to find them before working together. So the energy work allowed them to do the next step to lose the weight that they wanted to lose. So it's a little bit like this. I am changing inside, I am changing my energy, the reality will shift, and I will attract that situation that will help me move on.
Absolutely. I completely agree with that because as someone who I told you went, I'm still like going through my journey of dealing with cancer. I got diagnosed in 2023 with breast cancer, and I knew like my doctors them didn't have to tell me. They actually didn't tell me. They said, you got this because of just chance, nothing that you actually did. But I knew I was carrying a lot of stress in my body over the past 2 years before I got diagnosed. So I was like, I have to control my stress. So I recognized I had to change how I was processing things that was coming at me, how I was dealing with it, how I was, making it get inside of me. And since then, I just let things roll off my back. I don't focus too much on the negative. I try to focus more on the positive in gratitude, living in that space, and really controlling the stressful environments that come my way because sometimes you can't, but I've learned to recognize when it's coming at me and how to properly deal with it. So I don't know, maybe that was for someone. That's why I felt like I needed to share that, but it definitely helps. Now, you wrote a book called The Perfect Relationship in a 20-day guide to enhancing your relationship. What inspired you to write it, and what's the core message that you would like readers to take away from that book?
Well, because of what happened in 2020, in 2021, the person with whom I was working to promote myself told me I need to make a lead magnet, and I was against it. It felt like wasting my time, and I really needed to write this book. So it started from a sketch of something I previously tried, but now I had the success. So I really felt it's something I need to write. And for me, it was inspired because I wrote the book in 33 days. So I put myself to the no to the PC workbook, how do you call it? And I wrote every single day. I told myself I want to write it in the same rhythm the person will read it. So my own transformation while writing it. And the thing is to do something daily in order to understand how the relationship will turn around. It's not about the love life, it's about ourselves. For instance, I've written the book for women. I am a woman, and I know that I almost destroyed my marriage because I wanted to prove something. And I understood how much we are in masculine energy and we are taking away the power of our man and then telling them they're not man enough, no matter how they act. So it's finding our own balance, practicing gratitude, and other techniques, very simple techniques, and rediscovering ourselves. So basically, based on my own experience, like what 1 month of gratitude brought in my life, what brings to you 1 month of gratitude with daily exercises of understanding and releasing trapped emotions, understanding that you actually have limiting beliefs, understanding that you can actually work on your limiting beliefs. And then by the end of the book, you discover that you are someone completely new. And sometimes the person standing next to you changed completely, and you're looking at them and you're like, oh my God, where was I for the couple last years? Why didn't I see him before? Or the relationship needed to end, but I didn't know how to act on all that. And in the successes with persons with whom I didn't even work, or the people who read the book and met the right person while reading the book.
Mm. Well, if that doesn't make you want to run out and go get that book now, I don't know what will. Okay, so we're coming up on that closing mark, but I still have a few questions with you. So if you don't mind, we might go over like 15 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right. So you offer personalized sessions and workshops. What does a typical session with you look like, and how can someone determine which healing method is best for them?
So, for instance, people can watch a video and they will decide, oh, I want to do that with her. When we start working, if they know what technique they want to use, we will work on that one. But working together, they always are like, I trust you. So I'm shifting from technique to technique in order to give the best to the client. And it's up to the client. How many times we meet, it's up to the client.
Okay.
How often we meet, it's up to the client. How long the session takes, it's up to the client. For instance, I have clients who speak a lot. So I have one client, one specific client. We have 1 hour sessions, and for 40 minutes, it seems we are only talking. But what's really interesting, when we work on a belief system, everything fits exactly on what we discussed on. So he made me understand that it's really important to listen to my clients and their specific needs, because actually the healing takes place exactly how they need it. And it was really, really funny. In this same week, I had in that same day the client who speaks nothing at all, but he wants 1 hour sessions also. So I'm like, this is really funny. The client who speaks the most, the client who speaks nothing at all, and having them in the same day. And curiously enough, they're both men. So I work both with men and women, and it's up to them to feel that I'm the right person to work with. And if they don't talk, it's the same. If the client is open to one technique or to another, I will use the technique they want. If they are not open to something, we won't use that. I have these few techniques. It sounds that there are many techniques, but actually they are not. And I continue to learn in both pillars. No, three. So it's the emotion code, EFT, and the seeding system. I continue learning in the three pillars. And that is really helping me, because if you think that you go to the university, you have like, I don't know, 3, 4, 5, 6 years, it depends of what you're studying. If you don't continue to study, you're losing what you've learned. The experience won't keep it all the learning in your mind. You'll have the experiences, but you forgot something, the structure, the foundation. I don't, it's like a small disconnection. But when you continue learning, understanding, talking to people who are working just like you, it's like your foundation is stronger and stronger and stronger. So me continuing to learn, go to the courses, the programs, certifications, whatever we have, it's always helping me better understanding what I'm doing. And working with three techniques, it's helping me understand the other techniques better. And that is being filled in the session.
Yeah, powerful. Thank you for sharing all of that. So, what is one final piece of encouragement that you'd like to share with someone who is on the journey of healing and self-discovery that you can share today?
So I started reading books. I always wanted money. I started reading them in 2008. My focus was only money. In 2010, I started working with a therapist. And yet, in between 2010 and 2020, I even wanted to suicide myself because I
Mm,
was very unhappy. So people think that this healing journey is like you need to go to one session and then your life needs to shift. And I was in a verge of something really deep, black hole, because after 10 years of therapy, I was feeling my love life was completely broken, and I had two small kids, and I was feeling that our couple was ending, and I didn't see any other way out. So when clients are coming and they're like, it's difficult, I still have problems, and I'm like, you see me like this, and I've always been like this. Even when I was down, I had this smile on my face, it never goes away. But after 10 years of therapy, I wanted to divorce my husband. Prior to that, I wanted to die. Prior to that, I had lots of suffering. When I lost my mother, I wanted to die with her because I didn't know how to deal with everything. So, healing journey, it's amazing. If it's hard, be glad because it will become beautiful. There is light in every dark situation, and there are people willing to help us always.
yeah. Thank you for sharing that because I think sometimes people think that, you get to this place where you're able to do these different things and create the world that you want to see, your world, right? That you want to see and experience. So that means that, oh, you are always in this good space. But no, we have, I really truly believe that God uses our pain and the suffering that we go through to bring us to the place of purpose. And that's basically what you have just shared today. You are in this space, you were dealing with these different things, you were suffering silently, still had a beautiful smile on your face. But at the end of the day, God connected you with those individuals that you needed to connect to bring you to where you are today. So enjoy, like, learn from the process. Don't like get so sunk into it that you're now like, all of this is happening to me, so I can't ever find my way out. No, the process is bringing you to exactly where you need to go. Just continue on the journey. Believe that you're going to get to where you need to go, and you will get to where you need to go, even in the midst of the pain and the struggle and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, um, final two questions for you as we wrap up. Um, what are you working on right now? What are some things that you might have to share with the audience that they might be able to, join on with as well?
Well, in English, I have the workshops. So people can subscribe to my newsletter and they can come for free to my workshops. Basically, the first workshop is for free, it's a gift from me. They can participate and see how I work. And I have a membership where they can pay a small fee to enjoy all the previous workshops we've already done. So it's a payment. It's a monthly payment for the membership, and it allows them to participate to one workshop a month, but also to see all the previous recordings. And I work a lot in other languages also, so I really need to be sure I can give the energy to all the projects. I am someone who works like I think no one else does, because I cannot choose one language. I cannot choose only one type of client. I am here to share my energy. So when someone feels I'm the right person for this part of their journey, well, I'm here. And sometimes it's for the love life, sometimes it's for some health things, sometimes it's for some blockages, financial blockages, and they will have the shifts, the results, and it will be the right thing for them.
Yeah. You touched on relationships, and I wasn't going to ask you this, but since you brought it up, someone is looking to improve their relationship. They might be involved right now or not involved. Um, what's one practical step that you can tell them to start with today to actually help them to move along as far as the relationship?
Start reading my book, because the first 6 chapters are for free. So basically they go on my website and they can start read it for free. I have decided to give access to the so it's like 7 chapters, because it's introduction and 6 days. And I decided to give so much because the first 3 chapters are too difficult to process. And I'm like, if they read only that, they will feel like, oh my God, this is so difficult. But then you get to day 4, and there you have gratitude. And then you go to day 5 and you understand your limiting beliefs. And then you get to day 6 and you discover that you can create your own reality, and then you want to know more.
Okay. Well, I'm going to definitely grab that. Listen, guys, she's giving you the first 6 chapters. You can just dive in, get a feel of what she's talking about. She's giving away 6 chapters for free. I think that shows your heart and how amazing you are as a person to be willing to do that. So how can people get in touch with you? How can they get in contact with you?
So I am Dorela Lepan everywhere. On the YouTube channel, I have many things in English, French, and Romanian. I don't yet have in Italian, but I have clients who contact me for Italian. I don't know how they find me, but they find me, and this is important. They know I speak Italian. So I have on the YouTube channel, but on the website Dorela Lepan, I have put the events I'm organizing. I have put the access to the book. So this way you can get in contact with me. You find me also on Facebook, but the most important channels are the website dorelayepan.com and the YouTube channel Dorela Lepan.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna definitely drop those. Just send me the link. I think you did, but just to make sure, resend me all the links. I'm gonna
Yes.
put them in the description underneath the podcast. So whether you're on YouTube or any of the other podcasts, like Apple, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon, whatever one you're on, it's going to be in the description. So you can find her, get in touch with her. She's amazing. And if you're listening to this on the audio, please go over to the YouTube Coach Lin so you can see this amazing, beautiful soul in front of me. So, as we end, is there any final thoughts before we go?
Well, there is no end to the journey. If you are alive, this means you still have things to do. Never lose hope. You don't know how beautiful your life can become. Just make one step towards that light today.
Awesome. Great reminder. Great reminder. Thank you so much for sharing. You have definitely blessed the pod today with your knowledge, your experience, all that you had to share, the mindset, the tools, all the different modalities going into them, explaining them with us so that we have a better understanding. I appreciate you so much, and we will definitely continue to keep in touch. Bye. She's amazing, y'all. Like when I tell you the first time I met with her, I was like, her energy is just awesome. And she's just an amazing person who's doing an amazing work in the world, bringing others into alignment with where they need to be and getting rid of certain things that's stuck and trapped inside of them. So definitely I'm gonna put everything inside of the description. Reach out to her, send her a message, tell her Coach Lin sent you, and make that connection, because a lot of the times we're dealing with things that we do not have to deal with alone. As a life purpose coach myself, I work with individuals that on a journey to uncover their purpose and getting in alignment with where God wants them to be. And this is just another tool that, is out there for you to get there as well. So hope you guys continue to, be a part of this podcast. And that's a wrap for today's episode of Living Purposely on Purpose with me, Coach Lin. I hope this conversation challenged you and inspired you to keep walking in your God given purpose. If this episode blessed you, be sure to subscribe. This channel is new, it's growing. Please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a review, and remember, purpose isn't something that you find, it's something that you live. Keep pushing forward, keep trusting God, and I'll see you next week on another powerful episode. You guys out there, enjoy and keep pushing. God bless.